everybody. Wanted to go live and just chat a little bit about what's been going on with us and what to expect, and chat and answer some questions if you have them. So if you do, please don't hesitate to post in the chat. I would love to hear some questions from you if you have any. But I wanted to mention before we begin, if anyone has any questions, please post in the chat, because that's really why I like to go live. I like to answer questions and help you out. Hello, Smile and Rose. Good to see you. Good to see everybody here. Nate and I just finished up a class in our school community where we made the best ever spinach dip, which is a recipe in the Dips and Dressings book. And we did that live on the show. We also rolled 2 wraps. We rolled our lunch for today and our lunch for tomorrow. So we showed the difference between 2 styles of wraps, and that was in the class today. So that replay will be up shortly in the community. And the reason why I wanted to share that really quickly is because we have 30% off on our community right now. So for the entire month of November and into December, if you sign up to be a member in the school community, Raw Food Romance, it's 30% off. You lock that discount in when you sign up in the next, say, 30 days or so. So join the school community. That's where we do our live raw food classes. That's where we do in-depth daily posts. Rest and Renew says, I didn't know you were in school. Yes, SKOOL. We love our school community so much. Regular price is $47 a month, but for the month of November and into December, it's only $33 a month. So it's a 30% discount. You can also do yearly. This is a recurring payment. So every month or every year, you're charged on the day that you sign up. You can cancel anytime and just live out the remainder of the month that you've paid for, or the year that you've paid for, and join us in there. Rest and Renew says, I love school. School is so cool because it's an app that has it's a community. There's courses in there. You get access to the Align and Awaken Affirmation Meditation Challenge. You get access to over 75 hours of class replays. We put all the replays in there, so you can watch all of the classes that we've done over the last year and a bit, and everything's there. You also get to attend any of the live raw food classes that we do in the community. The link will be in there, so it's exclusive to community members. And we also do monthly challenges. And for those monthly challenges, we have daily posts that are educational, and they also have kind of like a little thing to do every day. And sometimes there's an exclusive recipe that gets shared in the community. Sometimes it's a little exercise or whatever it is, journaling prompts. And like I said, tons of information. So every day I take about 1 or 2 hours and I write these posts every day for in the community. Sometimes they're really, really long. And this month, for the month of November, we are doing an eye health challenge. So every single day we're talking about the parts of the eye, nutrition that supports the eye exercises. So every day there's a new eye exercise that you can do. And we don't just focus on diet in there. It's movement, it's meditation, it's sleep, it's all different kinds of things. And every month we have a different theme. So again, this month is eye health. And we're also doing an apple a day. So we're calling it the Apple of My Eye Challenge because it's eye health with apples. So there's a new apple recipe every day added into the community. And you get access to all of that. You can enjoy all the past posts. There's like hundreds of posts. There's so many hours worth of content. And again, all the new stuff. Plus you get community. There's so many amazing people in our community. Everyone is so genuine and compassionate and helpful and supportive and encouraging. You do not need to be a fully raw vegan to join the community. You just need to have a love of raw food and want to add more raw food to your life. So this is a place where you can learn more about raw food. You can ask us questions. We're in there every single day chatting with people, and it's just such a really fun, awesome place. We've got in here, the Puerto Rican vegan says, never heard of this app. Yes, it's been around for a bit. It's called Skool, SKOOL.com. And some communities on there are free, some are paid. And ours is paid because we put so much time into it every day. Like I said, I spend 1 to 2 hours writing a huge post for you in the community. And we do live raw food classes. Like I mentioned, we just finished our spinach dip class, which we did. And on Tuesday, November 11th at 11 a.m., we're going to be making the butterless chickenless. So it's like butter chicken, but it's butterless and chickenless. We're going to be making that in school on Tuesday, 11 a.m. PST. So if you want to join that, join the community, because you get access to attend any of the live classes in the community, but you also get to watch all the previous classes as well. So you could watch today's spinach dip class, you could watch last week's SpaghettiOs class, the Halloween class that we did. We've got wrap classes, we've got tostadas and sushi and gnocchi and lasagna, crackers, cheese, all the stuff. We show you how to do it in real time, live. So if you want to join in on any of those, I mean, think about it. Usually if you attend a class or something, it's like $25 to $45 to attend a class in person. And these ones are available for you online. You join, we do it on Zoom, and you join with the link that you get in the community, and you get to hang out with all the other community members. That we go the chat, we answer questions, we hang out. Sometimes they go for hours, but it's so much fun. So we would love to see you in there. For this month, it's 30% off. If you join, you lock in 30%. So when it goes back to $47 a month, you stay paying $33 a month for as long as you're in the community. So it's really fun. School.com is an app, so you can access on your phone, or you can go on desktop and do that. The link to sign up is in my bio. So head on over to my bio here on Instagram and click the school link. It's in my bio, or if you're watching on YouTube, link is just in the description box below. So Smile and Rose says, is it only on an app or can you do it online? You can do both. Yes, you can use the app on your phone, and you just log in with your password, and you'll be in the Raw Food Romance community or other communities that you join. You can like filter through the different communities if you join any other ones. But yeah, you just log in on your phone on your app, and every time you open the app, you're logged in, and you can just like chat. You can read other people's posts and encourage them, interact, join the lives, all that kind of stuff from your phone. But you can also do it online. On your desktop or your laptop or your tablet or whatever, right? It's a great way to get community and connect with others who are on the same page as you, who are trying to add more raw food to your life. So we would love to see you in there. Always eat an apple a day. I love them. Yes, an apple a day. That's why we wanted to do this challenge, because apples are kind of more in season right now. So we're doing an exclusive recipe every single day in the community. What is today's recipe? It's apple carrot zoodles with a curry orange dressing. That's the recipe for today. Yesterday was the apple citrus ginger blossom sauce. So it's like applesauce with a lot of extra added to it. We did an apple kale citrus salad, easy apple red beet root salad, apple cinnamon overnight sprouted oats. We have a golden apple turmeric smoothie, sweet and sour apple veggie stir no fry, and apple pumpkin curry soup. So those are all the recipes that we've posted already for November. And like I said, every single day there's a new recipe that gets added. So if you want access to these new recipes, these exclusive ones, they're only in the community. And again, the community right now is $33 a month. So if you sign up, you lock in that price and you can join us over there. We're excited for Tuesday's class. Again, that's the butterless chickenless. And then on the 26th of November, Doctors Rick and Karen Dina are going to be special guests for our live Zoom Hangout session. So every month we have something called a Zoom Hangout session, and we usually have kind of like a topic for the month. Sometimes it's dental health or shopping or whatever it is. And this one, I believe we're going to be talking about social stuff. So we're going to have them as special guests. They're going to be here at our house. So they're going to be coming live in the community on the 27th at 10 a.m. That's the tentative time. We'll see when they get here, which one we're going to choose, 10 or 11 a.m. But that's the tentative time. So they're going to be live in the community. And then in December, we are going to have a guest chef, actually. December 9th. we're gonna have a special guest chef coming on, Danielle from Pacha Vega. She's going to be creating a recipe with us in the community. So that's gonna be really fun. We're also thinking of doing like a Christmas themed kind of a class, maybe do some cauliflower mash and some other Christmassy themed recipes. We do have some Thanksgiving recipes in the community and a class that we did last year at Thanksgiving showing 5 different recipes that you can make for the meal. So that's in there as well. But like I said, there's over 75 hours worth of video content in here. And that's not including the Alive lunch that you can gain access to and all the other Zoom hangout sessions and all that stuff. So there's a lot in there. We hope to see you. So if there's any questions you guys have about raw food or the community or anything, please post in the chat. I'd love to have a conversation if you want to. Puerto Rican Vegan says the recipes sound amazing. And yeah, they're really fun to create. I'm creating a new recipe every single day in the community for the community members. And yeah, it's been pretty fun here. We finished our traveling for the year. We just got back towards the end of October, we got back from our final big trip. We went to Oregon for our family fall trip, where we usually go just to hang out with friends and family and just kind of take a chill vacation before the winter months begin. So we just got back from that. We camped a lot. It was really fun. And I have a big video that I want to edit and post on YouTube for all of you to see what we did and what we ate and how we packed and all that fun stuff. And what else do we have? We went hiking on Sunday and I got some video of that. So I'd like to make a little video, self-care hiking Sunday. We're going hiking again tomorrow, which is self-care Sunday. And I think we're gonna go on a pretty chill one because last Sunday we did a more intense hike, which was pretty cool because I've been noticing some tremendous improvements in my hiking over the last couple of months. And let's share a little bit about that. So, story time. We did a Dexa scan in March. So that was maybe like, I don't even know, 8 months ago, ish. So we did a Dexa scan in March, and a Dexa scan, for those who don't know, they scan you. It takes about 5 minutes to do the scan, and they can scan all different things of your body composition. So what I was interested in, that I wanted to know about, was my bone density, my bone mass, and my muscle mass, because I want to see about gaining muscle, because I'm going to be 46 next month. I'm in the middle of perimenopause, and I want to take steps to make sure that I support my body properly through this phase of life, because it's a very important time, and the work that you do in this time is going to set up for the future self. So definitely important. And I decided that I wanted to start walking with the weights. And this happened in June. So in June, which would have been April, May, probably about two and a half months after we got the Dexa scan, I really didn't do a lot of exercise because I was running the bundles and life was very stressful. And yeah, it was pretty intense until the end of May. After the raw bundle was done, I took about 2 weeks where I just did pretty much nothing, but nothing. And then I started walking. So the entire month of June and most of July, I started walking every single day. And I was walking mostly because Nate went to Oregon to help his family with house stuff, and I stayed back to do house things and look after the cats and everything. And I started walking to spend the time. And I would walk for like 2 to sometimes 3 hours, and I was getting anywhere between 15,000 and up to 30,000 steps in a day. And I walked every single day. I didn't take a day off. And during those walks, I would carry my backpack with the water. So the backpack with the water weighed about 10 pounds, the two of those together. Then I started adding an 8-pound weight into my backpack. So it became 18 pounds. And I walked with that most of the time for the whole month of June and a little bit into July. Then when Nate got home, he noticed that I was getting stronger. I had more energy. So he wanted to gift us some weighted vests. So he bought me a 16-pound weighted vest. So the 16-pound weighted vest with my backpack and water roughly is around 25 to 26 pounds. So that's what I carry now when we go on our walks. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is it's going to loop back to the hiking. I noticed when he came back from Oregon, we went on a hike together, a pretty challenging hike that I have always found to be a little more difficult. That hike was so easy compared, it was still challenging, but it was so easy compared to what I used to experience on that exact hike. We've done that hike probably roughly, I don't even know, like 7 or 8 times by now. And every time I know it's going to be intense, but this time it was really nice. So then we went on another hike, maybe about 2 months later, after still doing these walks with the weighted vest, more weight. We did this one hike where we peaked the Griffith Peak here in Las Vegas. It's the second highest peak next to Charleston. And I did it no problem. I was like, this actually wasn't too bad. It was like 3,000 feet of elevation gain or something like that. And I found it fairly easy. So what I've noticed has been that the weighted vests have dramatically increased my stamina, my energy, and of course the raw food is the foundation, but having the weighted vest training and conditioning has been next level. I've also noticed that when I sleep better the night before a big hike, I have a way better experience as well. So good sleep, walking with the weighted vest daily, and also carbing up, like having a really big fruit smoothie, like 700 or 800 calories even, before the hike is really helpful. Cameling up, like drinking a lot of water before the hike, also helps too. But circling back to the Dexa Scan, we did the Dexa Scan again maybe about a month ago, and interesting results. So between March and September, it was October, I think, that we did the Dexa Scan. So in that time frame is about 7 months, where I only really worked out for June, July, maybe a little bit sporadic in August and September. But it was mostly June and July where I was like really super active with the weighted vest. And I went through a lot of stress, which we know cortisol is not good for our muscle mass. And also being in perimenopause, naturally, women tend women tend to lose. I have a gene, by the way, side note, I have a gene, and this is really interesting if you do like the ancestry, like DNA testing or whatever, there's a gene that makes you sneeze when it's sunny and there's sun coming in the window, and it makes me sneeze. I sneeze when the sun is bright. So that's why that was. But what I was gonna say is, so I really didn't work out a lot. I did work out a lot, but not the entire 7 months. I would love to see how I would change if I did the entire 7 months, which we're doing next. But what was really interesting was that the average woman my age who is on a high protein diet with animal products and who is on a very heavy regimented workout weightlifting program, the average woman my age again gains anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds of muscle mass in about 7 months if they were to do that, eating high protein, all the, the stuff that society tells us that we need to do. And I didn't work out nearly as much. I didn't have a weight training routine, but I did walk with the weights. Again, 2 to 3 hours a day. I was walking with the weights and just enjoying being outside. I wasn't really doing it for any other reason other than to move my body and enjoy. So again, not a lot of gym. Maybe in those 7 months we went to the gym like 5 times or 6. I don't even know. We don't have a routine. So it was the weighted vest walks daily in June, in July, and sporadically August and September. I gained 2.6 pounds of muscle mass, and I lost visceral fat and fat So I lost a little bit of fat and I gained muscle. And the guy who was reading out my thing said that that's very rare. It's rare because if you're losing fat, most people lose muscle at the same time. Normally because people are under eating. That's probably the main reason why you lose muscle mass, because if you're not eating enough calories, your body has to break down muscle to make up for those calories that you're not eating. So under eating actually can decrease your muscle mass. So that's why we really promote, especially on a raw diet, it's hard to eat enough calories. So super important to make sure that you eat enough. And I was aiming to eat around 2,400 calories a day. Sometimes I'd eat more, like 2,700 calories on the days where I was walking like 30,000 steps. I was a little more hungry, so I ate a little bit more. And it's very interesting to me because if the average woman who is eating high protein and has a regimented weight training program can gain 1 to 3 pounds of muscle mass. And whereas I'm here not caring about protein intake, I just eat abundantly, eat variety, and eat a lot. And I am not focusing on a weighted program. And I still gain 2.6 pounds of muscle. That's like the high end of normal. I eat roughly, if I had to guess, anywhere between 55 to maybe 85 grams of protein in a whole day. If I enter everything into Chronometer, it really depends on how much I eat total in the day, and how many greens I have and that kind of thing. So it's really fascinating to see how that could change. And my bone mass did not decrease, which most women decrease muscle mass and bone mass in that time period, which I did not. So that's a really good sign. And one of the main reasons why I'm doing the weighted vest is to enhance my bone density. So that might show up later on, the more consistent I am with doing those, and also adding a weight training regime in. Nate and I are trying to go to the gym more often because we want to see what maybe 6 or 7 months of solid working out will get for us, because we've never really been, steady with anything like that. So the walking with the weighted vest, I am in love with that. My hikes have improved dramatically because of it. The hike that we did on Sunday, I found super easy compared to before. We've done that hike again also about 5 or 6 times, and I found it a breeze. It was so much more doable for me. It, again, challenging, but still not like excruciating. Like I'm not dreading going up the hill, and it's like uphill the whole way, right? And it was a lot more enjoyable, and I felt better. I had more energy, more stamina, and not like I've changed how I eat. I just changed the movement and the amount of movement that I am including into my life. And I tell you, the two together, diet, movement, combined with sleep, those are the three, the trifecta. Lady Perguez says, are you adding anything else apart from weighted walks? No, aside from like the 5 or 6 gym workouts that we did over 7 months, which is like not much at all. I was consistent with the weighted walks. Again, in the beginning, the first whole month was my backpack with water, which was 10 pounds. And as I drank the water, obviously it got lighter. So it went down to about 5 pounds. And then I would put an 8-pound dumbbell weight in the bottom of my backpack. And that's how I did it. And I have a friend, her name's Allie. She puts books in her backpack and she just walks with that. So if you can't afford to have a weighted vest, you just put books, heavy books in a backpack. And as long as the backpack is really good and supported on your body, you can carry whatever feels comfortable for you. Start slow, obviously. And then, as the weeks go on, you can increase the amount of weight that you're carrying in your backpack. But I tell you, it's amazing. And that's all I did. And I gained 2.6 pounds of muscle. I could only imagine how much muscle I could gain if I did more weight training, which, like I said, Nate and I are trying to do more of. We had a shoulder workout the other day and a back workout the day before that. Jolene, did you say you gained 26 pounds of muscle? No, it was 2.6 pounds of muscle in 7 months. And the average amount that a woman usually gains in that time period is 1 to 3 pounds. So I gained 2.6 pounds. Which is pretty good, in my opinion, considering that I don't focus on protein intake. especially in perimenopause. We're all told that we need all this protein. I don't focus on that. Again, for me, it's eating enough calories, making sure that I get enough fuel in, and also eating abundance of variety and all kinds of stuff. Jolene says that makes more sense. Yes, 26 pounds would be seriously amazing to gain, but yes, that would be a lot more time. Hopefully I can get there. I would love to be over 100 pounds of muscle mass. And we'll get there. We're growing. Again, adding more weights is going to be key, I believe, in my progress in this realm. But we're still doing the weighted walks. Right now we have our weighted vest with our backpack and water. And I'm thinking of starting to add books into the backpack. Sometimes we'll go to the store and we'll get kind of heavy things like a head of cauliflower or some garlic or onions, right? The store is on the halfway point of our walk usually. So we'll stop in the store, maybe get some water or what have you. So it's fun because we can add more weight into our backpack just by going to the store. And that's kind of what I did when Nate was gone as well. I didn't have a vehicle. So if I wanted food, I had to go to the store, which is a good 45-minute walk from where we are living. So that was really great because it kind of forced me to get out because I had to get food, and I would go almost every single day to the store, and I'd grab some stuff, whatever I needed for the day, tomatoes, like I said, onions, bananas, whatever I needed, and backpack would get more heavy, so I was carrying more weight than I thought I would be. Like if it was the backpack and the water and the weight was 18 pounds, and then I would add cauliflower and stuff, maybe it was like 20 to 22 pounds of weight. But right now I walk with 26 pounds. So that's the weighted vest with the backpack and the water, 26 pounds. And I'm hoping to increase it slowly to about 30 pounds. I'd like to be carrying around 30 pounds. I could probably get a heavier weighted vest as well. The weighted vest that I use is in my Amazon store. Amazon store link is in my bio and in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, the weighted vest has been absolutely amazing. Diana Bananas says, I am at 86 to 88% muscle mass. That's great. Do you use any adaptogen with your diet, please? So yes, I have started adding, I made a video about this back in June, where I started adding fenugreek sprouts and fenugreek leaves for perimenopause support, because again, I'm going through that phase of life and I feel it's pretty breezy. Like I don't have the crazy amount of symptoms that a lot of women do have. So I feel very lucky in that aspect. Lucky in terms of that I'm making choices for myself, following a raw diet, getting good sleep, stress management, moving my body, all that kind of stuff. So I don't have as many symptoms as many women do. But I've been adding the fenugreek sprouts and maca powder. Those are two really important things that I have been adding to my diet. Raw maca powder and fenugreek sprouts are very supportive for hormones. But after that video, I actually started adding ashwagandha. And you can get raw ashwagandha root powder and just add it to your smoothies. It's very easy to do. And the ashwagandha is an adaptogenic herb, and it's very, very good for stress management, which is very challenging when you're in perimenopause because our adrenal glands take over as our estrogen drops, and everything can feel a lot more overwhelming because we just can't deal with the amount of cortisol that's running through our system. So it's super important to do that if you need to. Like, no harm in taking some herbs, right? So rhodiola, ashwagandha, shatavari, there's some other ones in there too that you could take a blend of that can be really helpful in perimenopause time. Diana, I use 10-pound weighted vest. Goal is 12, but the end of the year. That's awesome. Good, working your way up with the weighted vest. And of course, like I mentioned, go slow. Start slow with like 5 pounds and then move up from there. As you get better, as it feels better, you can increase the weights. And I like to increase with weights like in the backpack, so you don't have to invest in a new vest, because they are, you know, fairly expensive. I think mine was like $50. I think they're on sale right now though. But yeah, you want to work up to it maybe with the backpack and see how consistent you are with it before you invest in the actual vest. There are some other vests, we haven't really looked too much into them, but there are vests that you can switch out the weights, so you can increase the weights without having to buy a new vest. So there's those as well. Castellandra says, my bathroom scale says 39.4 muscle. What does that mean? I would need to know. Yeah, I don't know. I would go onto your scale's website and see what they mean. Like, is it percentage? Is it pounds? I don't know, because I don't know what brand of scale. But I don't necessarily go by the scale. It's best to get a Dexa Scan, because that's going to be the most accurate. The scales aren't very accurate. They give you a good ballpark measure, but if you really want to know exactly how much weight are in even each limb, like it shows how much muscle is in your right arm compared to your left arm, your right leg compared to your left leg. So it shows you exactly how much muscle you have in your body. It also tells you how heavy your skeleton is. And interestingly enough, the human skeleton only weighs like 5 pounds, which is crazy considering it holds us up. It's actually the muscle around the bones that are, you know, part of the whole holding us up. But that's why bone density is really kind of correlated with our muscle mass and our weight, because the more weight we have, the more our bones are stimulated to produce stronger bones. So typically, vegans who are leaner are tested, show lower bone density because they're leaner, not because they're on a vegan diet. It's because they're leaner, because leaner people, even if they're eating meat, tend to have lower bone density because they're leaner. People who have more weight on them tend to have stronger bone densities because the bones have to carry that extra weight. That's why the weighted vests are key, because you're adding weight to your body, so your bones are stimulated without having to add weight to your body, you know, like in terms of body fat, right? You're not adding more, but you're also adding muscle mass, which is also weight that is added to your bones. So yeah, I would check into your scale company and maybe learn a little bit more in the instruction book. That should give you a little bit more insight. Is there any testing, asks Erica, specifically important to prepare for perimenopause? Testing. So the one test that I know of that you can do, it's like an at-home test, is called Dutch. DUTCH. I have not personally done that test, but there are other tests you can get. Get your hormones tested from your doctor and see where you're at. I have not, again, done any of these tests. I just know that I'm in perimenopause because usually perimenopause happens between the age of 40 and 50. It's usually 10 years before menopause happens, and most menopause happens at age 51. That's like the average age in North America to experience that. So perimenopause is the entire decade before that, before menopause. So, you know, usually starts at 40. For some women, it can start as early as 35 or even 34. So it really depends on when your body is going to go through menopause. It's roughly about 10 years before that happens. So I'm guessing I'm about halfway, because I'm going to be 46 in a month. So I'm pretty sure that I'm in it. My periods have been more erratic. I wouldn't say like crazy all over the place, but I've noticed they used to be 28 to 29 days very regularly for the last decade. But in the last year and a bit, I've noticed that they have shortened. Now they're roughly anywhere between 21 and 25 days. So they're getting shorter. They're getting closer together, because my body's like, oh, well, here's your last chance to have a baby, even though we're not going to. My body is like in that time. It's like, oh, well, we'll just do more. We'll get rid of these eggs and then we'll be, you know, in menopause. So that is where I'm at. I do also feel like the adaptogenic herbs have really helped calm me. I don't feel as stressed out as I did before. And again, like I said, once the estrogen starts to dip, then your adrenal glands are a little more stressed out because they kind of take over, so to speak, after your ovaries have done their job, they retire. The adrenal glands like, okay, well, I guess we have to take over for that. But, you know, too much cortisol, too much stress, not enough sleep, not enough exercise, you know, a diet that's not aligned with your goals. These are all going to be factors that play into how you experience your perimenopause and menopause. So a Dutch test, I think, would probably be pretty good. Castellandra says, I'm 37, by the way. So you're probably not quite, I mean, you could be in starting perimenopause, but most likely you're not yet. I would say maybe like 39 to 41. That's usually when it starts. And you just notice things change slightly in your body. Your metabolism will probably change. Your irritability will probably change. A lot of women notice, like, you know, there's the typical night sweats and hot flashes and brain fog and all kinds of, there's like hundreds of symptoms that happen, and every woman's going to experience it a little differently. But yeah, supporting yourself with the movement, with the weight training, either weighted vest or weight training or both is ideal, to get yourself ready for that. Diana says, I started exercising for the perimenopause and health. Is for mental health, and mental health is very important too. It's now for mental health. Yes, it's so important to move. It's one of the most underused tool for mental health. Like, you feel so good, especially when you're walking outside on a nice day and you get that movement in, you just feel so much better about yourself. Erica's saying, are there different types of Dexa Scan? Do you remember the name of the one you did? It's just a Dexa Scan. I think there is a different version, but I've never heard of it. Someone mentioned it, but it does some other body things. But a Dexa Scan is just your body composition. So body fat percentage, bone mass, muscle mass, visceral fat mass, all of the, you know, those kinds of things are tested when you do a Dexa Scan. They're roughly around $180 to $200, depending on where you live. Here in Las Vegas, we go to Dexa Fit. That's a place here, and we did get the very first one that we ever did. I wish I still had my papers for it. I don't know where they went, but the one we did was probably about 3 or 4 years ago in LA, and that was around $180 as well. So we want to do them, you know, twice a year. Yearly is probably pretty good, but we're doing them every 6 months because we really want to see and track how we change based on what we're doing. It's pretty cool. We love testing and you know, geeking out about our body numbers. By the way, before I continue, again, you guys can share questions, comments, all that kind of stuff in the chat. But I wanted to also mention, for the new people who are here, don't forget to sign up for our school community. The Raw Food Romance school community is 30% off for Black Friday month. So the whole month of November and a little bit of December, we have 30% off membership. So if you sign up today or anytime in November, you lock in 30% off. So instead of $47 a month to be in the community, it's only $33 a month, and you get access to everything that we have in there. Link is in my bio or in the description box below if you're watching on YouTube. We would love to see you in there. It's a great place. We just finished our spinach dip class. We're gonna be doing butterless chickenless class on Tuesday. We have Dr. Rick and Karen Dina coming on the 26th of November. They're going to be live in the class doing a Zoom hangout session. And then in December, we have a guest chef, Danielle from Pacha Vega. She's going to be making something in the school community. So if you want to join all the live classes, you want to watch all the replays, there's over 75 hours worth of replay videos in there. It's only $33 a month. So go sign up today if you want that. We also do daily posts with monthly challenges. So this month is eye health. And every day we're posting about different aspects of the eye, nutrition for the eye. We also have an exclusive apple recipe shared every day. And it's just so much fun. So join up if you haven't yet. We'd love to see you in there. Castellandra says, I have a friend who is 50 and still has a period. Is it possible to skip perimenopause? Sorry, don't know anything about this. I'm 37. That's okay. Start exploring it because it's coming up. You can still have a period at 50. Some women don't get their menopause until 55. Again, every woman is different. It's not going to be the exact same. The average age is 51. That's when most women will stop bleeding. And you're in menopause when you haven't had a period for an entire 12-month period. So a whole year has to go by where you have not had a period in order for you to be in menopause. So you're going to have a period all the way up to when you don't anymore. So menopause. So perimenopause, again, can be 10 years before you have it. So if she still has it, she's still in perimenopause, she's probably just late stage. And then the menopause is going to come because it does eventually come. We run out of eggs. It's just biology. It just happens. We all go through it if we reach that age. So shorter period means perimenopause? Not necessarily. Longer periods or longer time between periods can also mean perimenopause as well. It depends on the woman. There's so many different ways to experience perimenopause. Some women get shorter time between periods. Some people will get longer. Some women go 9 months without a period and then they get one, so they're not in menopause yet. So it's going to be different. You're just going to notice all different kinds of changes in your body. Castellandra says, my period is every 30 to 36 days, and my friend said it should be shorter for better fertility. Not necessarily. The ideal is, the average is 28 to 30 days, and you go with the moon cycle. That is ideal, but if you're having them consistently every 30 to 36 days, you're probably pretty good. If you're looking to have a child, maybe dive into a little bit more of that and learn some more about, fertility and your periods. Hers is shorter now, but I think that's because of perimenopause and I don't need my period like that. It's, again, your body's going to do what your body's going to do. It's going to change and shift however it's going to. Let's see. Now I'm talking about perimenopause with my 50-year-old friend. Talking about my age before with my muscle mass. Yeah, muscle mass is so important. What do you recommend for B12 deficiency? That's a great question. I would recommend taking something. Take a supplement if you have a deficiency in anything. It's not the end of the world. It's wise too. I have seen and heard too many stories of people damaged because they have not taken something to rectify a deficiency of any kind. So very, very important. It's very easy to get. And I would suggest methylcobalamin because that's the one that's already converted and the one that's most easily absorbed by the body. That's actually how the body converts it in the body. Anyways, that's the form, it's methylcobalamin. So that's what you're going to be absorbing and using the best. Some people do find the hydroxyl cobalamin, the shot works really good. I have a friend who is vegan, and that's the only thing that prevents her from migraines is to get her B12 shot. So, sometimes it's about, supporting your body the best way that you can and listening to it because it's very important to listen to the body. Colleen says the community is awesome. Colleen is actually in the community. She was in our class today. It's really awesome to have everybody in the class communicating and sharing. It's so awesome. We hope you join. Again, link is in my bio for the school community. Lock in $33 a month instead of $47 a month if you sign up in November and a little bit into December. So you can attend all the live classes and watch all the live replays from past classes that we've done. If you want to learn hands-on visually how we do all the raw foods, you want to join up. Lady Paraguez says, yes, I am in perimenopause too, and my GP doctor wants me to take B12, D3, or vitamin D, as not much sunlight in our country and iron as low. Any advice? So take the B12 and the D if you need to. If you're living in a country that is not getting the proper angle of sunlight, you're not going to get the appropriate amount of vitamin D. You can eat more mushrooms. You have to sun the mushrooms, like flip them upside down so the gills are facing the sun because they produce vitamin D. They're the only plant that does. But you would have to eat those every single day to get the adequate amount. So it's easier to take a supplement. if you want to, because it's our environment that's changed, really. So taking a supplement helps us to live in this modern world. And for iron being low, I would heavily encourage you or anyone who is looking to add more iron to their diet to grow your own sunflower microgreens. Sunflower microgreens are one of the highest sources of iron, and 1 cup chopped, which is not a lot, it's like a handful of sunflower microgreens, has 6 milligrams of iron, which is super high. The average woman who's menstruating needs about 18, so that's 3 cups. That doesn't even include everything else that you're eating during the day. So iron from leafy greens and the sunflower microgreens to help you. Eat those with vitamin C rich foods as well, like mangoes or bell peppers, oranges. You could put orange juice in your dressing. That will really help your body to absorb the iron as well. And if you still have issues getting that iron, you can always take a raw iron supplement. Garden of Life has a raw iron that is really great. Camilla says, I stopped at 54, but I had no menopausal symptoms, no hot flashes, no night sweats, none of that. That's awesome. And some women naturally don't get symptoms. Some do, some don't. Some have all different kinds of symptoms. It really depends on your diet, your exercise, your sleep, all those other things, your genetics. So there's all that as well to keep in mind. She gets acupuncture to encourage her period. That can help as well too. She wants to have a baby in her early 50s. Interesting. We have our friend Karen Dina, who is going to be in our community on November 26th with her husband Rick. She had her baby Liam at the age of 53, but she had help, the hormones and stuff, so that she could have that little one. He is so precious. Let's see, we have any other questions? Mushrooms. Oh my gosh, another synchronicity. Mushrooms are seriously amazing. Castellandra says, I hate mushrooms. Yeah, right. Like some people like them, some people don't. The Fox Wellness says, I love using mushrooms. Turkey tail might be the best. King trumpet is also great. We really enjoy lion's mane mushroom. Lion's mane is probably our favorite. Marinated and dehydrated, added into sushi. How do you quickly lower your LDL cholesterol? I would suggest eliminating all animal products out of your diet and greatly reducing the amount of coconut that you eat, because the coconut is higher in saturated fats. So yeah, just get rid of the animal products, lower your fat intake, increase your fruits and vegetables, get exercising, improve your sleep, the basics. The basics, the body adjusts when you support it. So those are some quick tips. Again, quickly, I don't know how quickly, but a lot of people notice their cholesterol coming to more normal levels when they do change up those things. And in perimenopause and menopause, a lot of women see their cholesterol go up even though they haven't changed their diet at all. And this has to do with the lower amount of estrogen in the body. Estrogen is linked to like everything. So that's why women go through some like crazy stuff in perimenopause, because we have receptors for estrogen in almost every cell in our body. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that sometimes even if you are eating really well, sometimes genetics and perimenopause or menopause can affect your cholesterol level as well. How do we grow sunflower microgreens? Do we order them? Well, there's a place in New York called Perfect Foods Inc. Their website is 800wheatgrass.com. So 800wheatgrass.com. They sell already grown sunflower microgreens in packages that you can have shipped to you, I think within the United States. Or you can just grow your own. They're a little more tricky to grow. You have to soak the sunflower seeds for like 12 hours. Or 24, I think. I'm not sure exactly. But then you have to plant them in the cocoa core and baby them. There are different techniques on how to grow them. There's a lot of people on YouTube who have videos on how to grow sunflower microgreens. But again, they are a little bit more tricky because they do attract a little bit more mold, but even a little bit of mold, we just cut the microgreens. We don't eat the mold actually that's on the soil sometimes. But they are a little more challenging to grow, but if you can grow them and you can get into a routine of it, then you can have a great source of iron every day. 53, having a baby is such a lovely thing to hear. Yes, it can happen. It can happen. How to raise HDL. That one I am not quite too sure on. Again, it's, you know, our bodies, we tend to like want to do specific things. We're like, we want to lose weight in our arms. We want to, you know, improve like little things in our body, whereas it's more about the body as a whole. So having an overall abundant diet, eating enough, eating variety, supporting the microbiome, movement, sleep, rest, stress management, healthy relationships, following a passion, you know, all those things that are really good for health. Over time, when we stop doing the things that are causing issues, our bodies can most likely come to a more homeostatic state. So I'm vegetarian. I have started taking lemon water every morning. I don't know if that helps. Someone told me to eat garlic. Garlic is really great for helping with cholesterol. Anything heart-related or gut-related, garlic is amazing for. Garlic actually kills bad bacteria and feeds the good. It doesn't kill the good bacteria like a lot of people think. New science is showing that garlic is actually very, very good at feeding our good bacteria, and it kills the bad. If you're vegetarian, it depends. There's a difference between vegetarian and vegan. Vegetarians tend to still eat milk, dairy, cheese, and eggs. These are all very high in cholesterol, especially eggs. So get those out of your diet. Vegans do not eat any animal products. No dairy, no honey, no eggs, no meat, none of that, and nothing. They don't even wear wool or silk or leather or anything like that. I'm vegan, and vegan is an ethical stand against animal exploitation. Whereas vegetarian is just a choice not to eat meat or flesh, but a lot of vegetarians still include animal products, which are higher in cholesterol, again, especially eggs. So if you're still eating those foods, get those out of the diet. That will be a really big change. Just replace them with more fruits and vegetables, lots of them. Olkimi says, I'm going to try the sweet potato wraps soon after getting a dehydrator. Thank you for your work. Is there any way to make them without chia or flax or other nuts? So the chia and the flax are omega-3 rich, which we need. It's essential for our body to have omega-3 fats. Another thing about it is there's only 2 tablespoons for 2 wraps, which is 4 meals. So you're only getting like maybe 2 teaspoons worth in a half of a wrap, which is a very super low amount. So the chia and the flax, what they do is they are in a gel form, and they create that binding stability in the wraps, which is really important. So I don't recommend swapping them. You could try using basil seeds. We have used basil seeds. They're kind of another gelling seed that some people use in place of chia, like if they have an allergy to chia. But I find that those wraps are a little too dry for my preference. I love chia. So certain wraps have flax suggested and certain wraps have chia suggested. And the reason being is because flax is a little more drying, chia is a little more hydrating. So it depends on the other ingredients. That's why I say don't change the recipes, because it'll alter the actual results. And I wanna make sure that you get the proper result. So follow the recipe exactly down to the gram if you can, because that's gonna get you the best result. But we don't put usually nuts. I don't think we have any nuts in any of the wraps actually, unless you're making like a cashew cheese or something. The only fats that are found in any of the wrap recipes, by the way, you can find the wrap recipes in the hand salads ebook. Right now everything is 40% off with code RAWFOOD40. So you can get any of our 28 ebooks, including the wrap ebook, the burger book, the soup book, party food, meal plans, all that. 40% off code is RAWFOOD40. The link is in my bio for our ebooks or in the description box below. Don't forget to use that code, get that 40% off if you do. We also have a class in the community showing how we make the wraps. We chop the ingredients, we weigh them out, we blend them, we pour them, we put them in the dehydrator. We show you how to know when they're done, how to peel them off, how to fill them, how to store them, all of the stuff. We show that in the community, which again is also 30% off if you join. Link in bio or in the description box below. But I wouldn't recommend swapping those. The only seeds that we use, depending on the wrap that you're making, is either sesame seeds in the form of tahini or hemp seeds. Those are the only other two, and usually it's just a tablespoon or so added to add that flexibility to the wrap, because some of the wraps need that extra flexibility. So there's no oils, there's no nuts, it's just those options in the wrap. So they are very, very low fat wraps. Is it okay to eat avocados every day? I personally wouldn't. We eat avocados maybe like once a week, maybe once or twice a week, depending. And usually when we eat an avocado, we split it. So Nate has half, I have half. And usually it's a small avocado. We don't get those. I mean, we get the big Florida avocados. Those slim cados are much higher in water content and lower in fat percentage. So they're not as bad to eat, half of a bigger avocado because they're lower in fat. But when it comes to the regular Haas avocados, we just get the smaller ones if we can, and we split them. So we each have half, and it's usually like once or twice a week. The reason being is not because avocados are bad, but I would prefer to get some of my fats from omega-3s if possible, and it's really easy to overeat avocados, especially in the form of guacamole or in the wraps. It's very easy to overeat fat percentage, so it's a good idea to have a wide variety of different plant fats in the diet and keeping them on the lower, more appropriate intake. So I definitely would not do a whole avocado every day. That would be way too much fat for my body and most people's bodies. So keep it at a more appropriate amount. Did you know that the suggested serving size of an avocado is a quarter of an avocado? That's the suggested serving amount because they are so high in fat. But most people eat a whole avocado because it's very easy to eat a whole avocado. Niraj says, you are great. Thank you for the guidance. First time here listening to you. Thank you for assuring I'm doing something right. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for hanging out and asking the questions. Thank you. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Anyone else have any questions? Before we go, if we don't have any questions, please go check out our school community. Is 30% off right now. That's where all the action happens, is over in the community. We've got our live raw food classes. We have daily posts, monthly challenges. There's community connection. It's very active in there. You can watch all the replays. You can get access to our video courses like a live lunch, Checkmate Your Cravings, the Align and Awaken Affirmation Meditation Challenge. There is so much content in the community, lots. So it's only $33 a month instead of $47 a month until the end of November. We might let it go a little bit into December as well. But 30% off. If you sign up now, you lock in $33 a month. So when the price does go up, you still pay $33 a month for as long as you're in the community. Let's see, Amulki says, I was on the Indian vegetarian diet for 30 years since birth, but have been McDougall vegan diet for 5 years. You can transition too. Yes, you can. Drop those animal products, move over to a vegan diet, get that connection with the animals. That's like such an important part as well. Like a lot of people do it for health, but then they discover that ethical reason for choosing a vegan life, and it's such a beautiful thing. How do you make Indian masala chai if you are taking it? So we make masala recipes like curries and like chilies and stuff like that are flavored masala. Chai, yes, Amolki says cashew milk works great in Indian chai. Just have a little bit of cashews that have been soaked for 4 to 8 hours, so they're really nice and soft. Blend those with a little bit of water in your blender to make a cashew milk, and then you can add your chai spices to that. The chai spices are vegan, obviously, nothing with dairy, right? We don't want dairy or cheese or anything like that. So yeah, thank you so much for joining for this live. Please go check out all of our content. Link in my bio for all the fun stuff. We've got the Amazon storefront, which shows all our favorite kitchen tools and books and all kinds of stuff. that's there too, the school community, my YouTube channel, my Substack, which has been so much fun. Writing new Substack articles. Those are really, really long ones. So go to the Substack and subscribe. Every time I make a post, you get it emailed directly to you, so you can read it in your email. You don't even have to go to Substack to read it. So there's that too, but there's all kinds of fun links in my bio. So go check those out. Patricia's asking, what are some good documentaries we can share with families to help them get off animal products and processed food? If you go to the link in my bio and you click on sign up for Lissa's email list, if you sign up for my email list, you get an option to download my vegan resource guide. So you can download my vegan resource guide for free, and that has a list of all our favorite documentaries, books, and websites that help people to move over to veganism. But right now, I would say Game Changers, Earthlings, Forks Over Knives, Cowspiracy, Christspiracy, Seaspiracy, those are all really great ones too. Oh my gosh, there's a lot. There's a lot of movies out there, documentaries. So yeah, you can get them from the Vegan Resource Guide. You can also send me a DM. I'm happy to share a little bit there too if you missed writing those down. Niraj says, I'll try that. I have moved my oil to rice bran oil. Is that okay? All oil I consider processed food. I personally do not consume any oil at all. You can cook. If you're using it for cooking, you can cook with water. It's totally fine to cook with water. It'll take a little getting used to flavor-wise because the oil has a specific texture, carries flavor a little bit differently. You do need to use more salt when you use oil. So when you go oil-free, you're using less salt, which is a good thing too. We want to lower our blood pressures because that's really important for heart health as well. So get rid of the oils. Personally, I don't use any oils in any of our creations, and I haven't added oil to anything that we've made in 11 years. I don't miss it. I don't want it. I have had oil in things made in like raw restaurants and stuff, but I don't add it to my own things. And I can really tell a difference in my body when I do, in those very few times that I have consumed something with oil in it, usually made from me at a raw restaurant, because they tend to use oil in the raw restaurants. So I can notice a difference. I just feel like bleh, not as energetic, so to speak, as I would if I didn't use oil. So yeah, lady says, thank you for your fab advice. Awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. No oil on McDougall diet, but you make your own choices. Yes, no oil on the McDougall diet. Forks Over Knives is a great film. What the Health? That's a good one too. Thank you for sharing that one. Thank you so much, says Patricia. And everyone's saying thank you. Erica says, thank you, Lissa. You're so kind and generous to us all. You share with us. Erica is also in the community. So if you want to join the community and connect with people like Erica and Colleen and some other people who have been in the chat, please join the community. It's only $33 a month right now, on sale from $47 a month. So it's a 30% savings. You lock in that savings if you sign up in the month of November. So then when the price does go up, you still stay at paying $33 a month. So link is in my bio here on Instagram or in the description box below if you're watching over on YouTube. And Erica says, yes, I love the community. It's such an amazing group of people, and we're all striving to just do better things. Again, it's not just about the diet. Like, we're doing eye health right now. This month is eye health. So every single day there's a new post, and the posts are really long. I try to put as much information in them as I possibly can. But we talk about the different parts of the eye, different nutrition for the eye. We share a new eye exercise every day and a brand new apple recipe exclusive to the community, and talking about how apples can help with eye health and all that fun stuff. So every month is a different theme. This month is eye health. We've done skin health. We've done sleep. And, every month we do a new challenge and new things to do every day to inspire you to change your life and be better. So thank you again for joining. I'm going to upload this to YouTube, and I'm going to also post in the community with the replay from today's class where we made the spinach dip, which was amazing. And then on Tuesday, the 11th, we are going to be making the butterless chickenless. It's like a butter chicken recipe. So those who enjoy Indian style recipes, that's going to be in the community only exclusively. If you want to attend that live, join the community. Again, $33 a month. It's a pretty good price to get access to live classes and access to all the replays as well. You get to watch all of the replays as many times as you want if you join the community, for as long as you are in the community. Yuresh says, I'm fighting 2 battles right now, cholesterol and tinnitus. More than a year now. If this is something I can get help with, let me know. But thank you for this live. You're so very welcome. I have heard mixed reviews on tinnitus. A lot of people notice who have had tinnitus have improved it a lot by switching over to a plant exclusive diet or a high raw diet. And other times it's more physical, like not necessarily something that can be fixed. You know, also age related sometimes can happen. But it really depends on how you got it, how long you've had it, and you know, some other things. So you are more than welcome to DM me and we can have a little bit more deeper of conversation. I'm very happy to have more conversations. Amolki says, McDougall diet and Lissa's diet definitely help with cholesterol, for sure. Yes. It's about getting rid of those animal products. That's like the number one top thing. Move your body more, get more exercise, and get proper sleep. Those are the top 3 things that you can do to help bring your body into more of a balance. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me. I love you all so much. Hope to see you in the community, and I will see you here on Instagram and over on YouTube as well. So until the next time, I love you all as always, and fruit on.